talk about a fun thing that no one talks about ever. Relationships. Specifically, I want to talk about the beginning of a relationship, aka the courtship / wooing process. There is a very common complaint that I hear all the time from most parties involved with any situation when you're picking somebody to date or be in a relationship with, and it's this: she / he is out of my league. I can't possibly consider that person romantically. They are out of my league. And I might be about to bust your mind area in a very positive way. I don't think that that is a real thing that exists in reality. Maybe in movies, books, and other things that you're exposed to a lot in life, but I don't think that's a real thing. But I hear that all the time from people, and oftentimes it'll scare them away from doing anything with that person, even just talking to them. Here's my breakdown of this phenomenon, okay? Maybe it is a real thing. Maybe that, let's say that it is a real thing. In order to avoid it affecting your life in a negative way, you have to trick yourself into believing that that doesn't exist. Confidence is the most attractive thing ever. It absolutely is the most attractive thing ever, and I know you're sitting there like, Connor, that's such a cliche. It's a cliche for a reason. Like, everyone says, oh, it's a cliche, it can't be true. That's the opposite. Things are cliche because they're true and because they're so good. This is one of those cases. Confidence is so attractive. And if you're sitting there all mopey like, oh, she's out of my league, she'll never talk to me ever, no one likes that. And even if you do talk to someone and it gets to a point where you say, hey, would you want to go out sometime? And they reject you, and the only reason they reject you is because of how you physically look, do you really want to date that person in the first place? Maybe the answer is yes for you, and you'll probably find that within 2 weeks of that relationship, you're sick of how it's all about her or him in that situation. Pretty people who are only focused on being pretty and other people being pretty, it's all about them. Newsflash. They don't like to think about other people other than themselves. So here's my advice to somebody who might be in a situation where they find themselves interested in someone who they consider to be out of their league. Talk to them. And don't think of it as like, I'm gonna talk to you and make you fall in love with me within 10 minutes. That's not how it works. From what I've observed about humanity and also what I've experienced, the best relationships are not the ones where you try to make it happen. Right? The best ones are when it just kind of organically happens. A relationship in its best, most pure form is just two people sharing their lives with each other. It's nothing more than that, and it's nothing less than that. But in that middle ground, that's where the freaking beautiful part is. And I think a lot of people forget that because they view relationships and having a boyfriend or a girlfriend as a prize to be sought after, and people are not prizes. You can't really, like, claim them. That's objectification by its very definition. If you have to try to get somebody to like you, there's something artificial about that to me, and that maybe this is just my feelings toward this situation, but when I've had to try to make people like me, they don't really like me, they like what I'm giving them. So to kind of boil this down to the basics, if you are interested in someone, talk to them, get to know them, find out if the interest is more than just a physical, like, I think you're pretty, and more of a, hey, I actually really enjoy you as a person and want to get to know you better. So many people talk about things like pickup lines and like ways to impress the ladies and things like that, but maybe that works for like a short-term thing, but for long-term stuff, you have to go deeper than that. Freaking metaphor time. Get ready for this. Because like if you're planting a tree, okay, if you're planting a tree, right, you gotta plant those roots real deep. You know what I'm saying? If those roots don't go deep, that tree is gonna fall over. I'm proud of that. I'm real proud of that. All joking aside, I have a question to pose. What's the point of being in a relationship if you're not real about it? And not to say that relationships where one has to try to make someone to like them not real, but I feel like the ones that happen organically, those are the best and the most real. Also, in my experience, they're the most enjoyable because you don't have to try, it just feels better. You know, it's like I'm around this person and I don't have to try to be anything other than what I am, and that's good enough. You know, and that's what it should be. That's how life should be. You know, you should be good enough. But of course, that is just what I think on this issue. I'm curious about your experience with things like she's not in my league or he's not in my league. And what you guys think about that. As always, leave that in the comments or a video response, even though they're deleting those and you're not going to be able to do it. I want you to do it anyway, in rebellion, you know. And as for my last video, where I lied about 5 things, I will be uploading that video onto my second channel, maybe not tonight, maybe tomorrow, depends on when I have time, revealing the things that were actually non-truths about that. So make sure you go down to the description, check out my second channel. It's just about nothing, that channel, but yeah, go down now, and that video will be up soon. So yeah, as always, I'm Connor Manning, you've just become a little more awesome, and I will see you guys on Friday. I turned the camera off before I could film an end screen. I'm gonna be live on YouNow tonight for like a special thing, with my friend Ian Doki over on the Advice channel. The link to that is in the description. That is tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern, September 2nd. So yes, go watch that and see me live. I haven't been live in forever, so if you like me live, weird way to say that. But yeah, go check that out at 7 tonight, and it will be fun times. Yeah. Alright, I'm gonna go.